How you doing? Welcome back to another video, and as promised, this is a very special video and one I've been really excited to do. Now, before we give you a slight glimpse at some amazing shirts, thank you to everyone who subscribed to the channel over our first year of operation. And if you are new to the channel and this is your first video, then guys, you know what you need to do. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and you will stay up to date with all of our latest content. Now, as you all can see, I'm a Liverpool fan. Those friends of the channel will know I'm a Liverpool fan, and this video is going to be looking at some Liverpool kits and looking a little bit at the history of Liverpool kits. Now, we are doing this courtesy of another shirt collector who reached out to me probably about 4 or 5 months ago, who has an absolutely amazing collection, and we'll talk to you a little bit more about that later on. But anyway, he has kindly sent me some footage of some of his collection, and using that footage, I'm going to tell the story of how the Liverpool kits have evolved through the years. And for this video, we're going to be looking at the home kits from the mid-70s through to, I think, the early 90s. So before we have a little chat about that, let me just run this little reel for you. Let's put a little bit of music in there and just take a moment to look at some of these amazing shirts. There you go, guys, some pretty awesome shirts. Now, it's probably worth pointing out that you would have seen from that footage that all those shirts were nicely protected. Why? Because all of those shirts are in mint condition. This collector has amassed a collection over the years of some amazing shirts, all of which he pretty much has in near perfect, if not new condition. And his Liverpool shirt collection is completely off the scale. And it's so great to see shirts, quality shirts like that are sort of nearly 50 years old in such fine condition. It really makes you appreciate some of those older kits. Now, let's take a step back. Let's look at some of these kits one by one. Now, I'm going to speak and I'm going to overlay some video because I think you don't need to see me, you want to see the videos. But before we start, it's worth noting that Liverpool, although we're here now wearing red, did not always play in red. No, when the club was formed in 1892, they actually played in white and blue checks. And we know this, those of us who probably have only been on this planet 50 years, 60 years less, that a few years ago they paid tribute and released a shirt in homage to one of their initial kits. But it was 4 years later when eventually they adopted the red, and the red Liverpool home kit, as we know and we love it as Liverpool fans, emerged. Now, that said, the kit in the early days didn't carry a crest. In 1901, the club decided to adopt the city's emblem, the liver bird, as its crest, but actually this was not incorporated on the kit until 1955, which is incredible really, to think that back then those shirts didn't carry the club crest. It was really just the club colours. But we're going to look here and we're going to bring up the first shirt. Now, as you will see, I'm wearing a shirt here that does pay homage to those shirts of the mid-70s. As you will see, this white neckline here, if I bring up this very first shirt, this was the shirt that was worn by the club in the mid-70s, and I'm going to get the exact date for you now as I do this, and bear with me. So this shirt was 1978 to 1979. Now, during the period through to I think the mid-80s, Umbro manufactured shirts. You can see here very solid red shirt, that very solid white colour, and you can see that beautiful gold Umbro and the club crest coming through really nicely there. Now, as I said, the symbol wasn't, or the club crest wasn't used on the shirt until 1955. Lived until 1964, So okay, slightly earlier than this shirt, we wore the white shorts with the shirts. Now, if we flick back to me, I'm going to read you an interesting fact now. So, Liverpool continued to wear red shirts and white shorts until '64, when the then manager Bill Shankly, who we all know, decided to change to an all-red strip. But how did this come about, you ask? Well, Liverpool played in all red for the first time against Anderlecht. And according to Ian St John, who was a legendary Liverpool forward, in his autobiography, he comments, he, Shankly, thought the colour scheme would carry psychological impact. Red for danger, red for power. He came into the dressing room one day and threw a pair of red shorts to Ronnie Yates. Get into those shorts and let's see how you look, he said. Christ, Ronnie, you look awesome, terrifying, about 7 foot tall. Why not go the whole hog, boss, I suggested. Why not wear red socks? Let's go all out in red. Shankly approved and an iconic kit was born. So, since that point, Liverpool have been known to wear all red for their home shirts. Obviously, the away shirts have slightly differed, but let's bring up the next shirt. Now, the next shirt, as you can see on the screen here, has a slight difference. That's right, we have a sponsor. Now, Liverpool broke new ground in English football when a shirt sponsorship deal was the first ever for the club. Now, this was agreed, as you can see here, with Hitachi, a Japanese electronics company, in the summer of '79. This was the first sponsorship deal in English football. And the then chairman, he wanted to secure new financial income for the Reds, who were doing well on the pitch domestically in Europe. And actually, yeah, it reflected well on the balance sheet. So the sponsor was born. And you can see here still that very beautiful Umbro kit. As we flick over through this again, absolutely stunning kit. Now, Hitachi's striking block capitals brand logo, you can see here, very crisp white font. It was a central position on this jersey for 3 seasons. Not a lot changed with the shirt during that time, until we launched the next kit, which was a new sponsorship which lasted from 1982 through to 1988, and that was Crown Paints. And for this 6-year period, we saw 3 iconic Liverpool shirts. Now, the established shirt sponsor spot on the shirt that had been carved out through the Hitachi went on to be filled by Crown Paints, who are a Lancashire-based paint manufacturer. Yes, all of those of us who grew up in the 80s remember these. And the Hitachi kit had remained unchanged, but this one, as I say, was deployed in several different designs across the 6-year spell, as we will start to flick through here now. So you can see not a huge amount is changing, but really a subtle introduction of the pinstripes, subtle changes to the neckline, slightly thicker neckline on one of these versions of the Crown Paints kit. Really, really stunning kits. And for me as a child, this was the first sort of kits that I owned as a child. I think it was the pinstripe version that was sort of the first part of the association with Crown Paints. And then sort of latterly at the end, towards the latter part of their sponsorship, it was more almost a crest etched into the fabric. But what did remain consistent for Liverpool was the success on the pitch at this time. And we've all got the iconic 1987-88 Kenny Dalglish team. But we get to 1988, and the final 2 kits we're going to be looking at in this video is the Candy sponsorship era, and one I absolutely loved, and boy how I wish I'd kept these shirts. Now, the name might stir thoughts of American confectionery, but you'd be wrong. Candy is actually an Italian company that specialised in domestic appliances for almost 80 years, white goods, washing machines, such like. And here you've got 2 really good kits from this 4 years in Liverpool's history. It was at the centre of the jersey, like all the other sponsors, in an elegant looping white typography against that lovely bold red. The 89 to 91 is still a popular retro item, as you can see here, standing out in particular for the geometric wipe shapes featured throughout the design. In the 1990-91 version, for me, this kit was that sort of era, I always remember, and it wasn't the home kit, it was the away kit, the 4-3 FA Cup semi-final defeat to Crystal Palace. But the Reds did clinch the league championship in 1990 wearing the Candy sponsorship, which was absolutely awesome. There you go, guys, a little bit of a sneaky peek into the history, and I appreciate I've waffled on a bit and your focus has been on the kits, but I really think, you know, we need to appreciate the kits, not appreciate me stood here. So thank you to Javid, our collector, for taking the time to record that footage, and hopefully for you Liverpool fans out there, this has given you... Alexa is responding to me. I don't know why, but we'll wait for the Alexa to go off. But thank you to him. Now, over the course of the next few months, we're going to be continuing this journey with the home kits, and then hopefully we can share some of those away kits. This collection, I've got to say, and you know, I'm very proud of my collection. This collection is pristine. I've seen pictures of the complete Liverpool collection, but it's not just Liverpool this guy collects. He collects a lot of vintage shirts across all of the top European clubs. And when he pulls them all together, and you can see, let's take for example Lazio or Parma, and you can see 6 or 7 of those shirts from the iconic 80s, 90s, early noughties. It really is a thing to behold. It's a thing of beauty when you can amass a collection of really good, pristine vintage jerseys. So we hope to share more of these shirts. As I say, thank you for watching, guys. I hope that has provided a bit of insight into the world of Liverpool football shirts. It's how we've got here. We've arrived in 23-24 with a home shirt that nods back to those early shirts of 1970s and the birth of the shirt sponsor. Thank you very much for watching, guys. We'll be back with another video really soon.